Hey everyone, welcome back to Inkmatic, back here with another Trading 212 portfolio update. I've got a few announcements and some changes that I'm going to do to these videos. Starting off, firstly, I'm going to change the numbering of these episodes. I'm just going to change them to episodes. So essentially this will be episode 24 of the Trading 212 portfolio update. I think it just simplifies it a little bit more. As this goes on, I'm just refining it, and so on. So yeah, this is episode 24, which will be the last episode in this financial tax year. And obviously we'll start a new one from April 6th, which will be episode 25. So all intents and purposes, this episode that you're watching right now is episode 24. Also, as you can see here, that I started investing around at the end of September, and I've been thinking about how I've been basically updating these videos and the number that I put in for the portfolio value. So from now on, I'm thinking about changing that number to the amount that I've actually done, so it kind of makes it a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to be using the invested number rather than the actual value. So I'm gonna, from now on, it's like, for example, this video is pretty much going to be £5,033.83 portfolio, and then I'm going to put the number next to it, so it'll be like down 23%, so it's a little bit more accurate, I'd say. So yeah, that's basically the second change of these videos. I just want to say I've literally hit 5,000 in my ISA utilization, so I'm quite happy with that. 5,000 in 6 months isn't bad. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Also, I've kind of started moving a few of my stocks over from Freetrade to Trading 212. This is mainly because I'm getting a little bit frustrated on how long it takes to execute an order, with a high possibility of that being rejected usually. So the thing I like about Trading 212 is you can literally hit submit and then it will execute it shortly after, rather than with Freetrade you have to wait for that screen to complete, which is a bit long if I'm honest. So yeah, today I'm just going to go through some stocks that I'm watching, and so on. So yeah, let's get started. So this is going to be the last video for this financial tax year, the 2019 to 2020, as it's Friday, 3rd of April. So I'm just going to be basically going through a few key performances of my stocks. So as you can see here, the portfolio that I've invested in this financial tax year is kind of technically works out. I've invested £5,033.83. So that's including dividends and stocks that I've sold at a profit. So today the portfolio is actually valued at £3,870.08. Unfortunately, my portfolio is down 23.12%. I'm down £1,163.69. So it is quite a big drop if I'm honest. So if we look here, that, I was down 300 and it's just, just gone down. So I'm not too worried about it at the moment, because I do think there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. I know we're not even at the peak of the bottom yet. Coronavirus is still pretty much here to stay. I kind of wish it does go away, but I still think we've got like a month or two left before things even remotely start going back to normal. So yeah, we'll just dive into some of the stocks. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to go through some of the ones that I'm specifically looking at the moment, or some stocks that I think might be a potential buy. But yeah, obviously these are just my opinions, and you probably should do your homework. Actually, most certainly do your own homework before investing. Don't take my advice. These are just my opinions. I'm probably going to be wrong. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, I want to talk about Airbus. Airbus, So initially I started buying this at around 130, 140 euros. Obviously that was literally the top peak of it. I did not see coronavirus coming. So unfortunately, but I think I've done well in terms of averaging my cost down. So I've got 4 shares. Total value is at £179.71. I am down £44.33. That's 19.79%, so it's not too bad. I've managed to average the price down to €63.48, so I'm pretty happy with that. I am looking to get to a total of 5 shares over the next 2 months, so I possibly will be increasing this to 1, and once I get to 5, I think I'll be happy with the amount of investment I have in Airbus. So when things start to pick up over the next year or two, I do expect these to hit at least 100, 110, 120 euros and essentially go back to normal. Alibaba, I'm not really looking to increase my position in this because it hasn't really dropped too much, to be honest. So if we looked at around this time, it was literally around 150, 160. So it is still performing a lot better than around, I don't know, May to November-ish. So I'm not too worried about this. I don't know what's going on in China. Last I heard that they were starting to go back to normal. But yeah, this is probably something that I'm not too worried about, and I'm probably not going to increase my position in this, mainly because there's other opportunities that I see. American Express, I do think this is probably quite a good buy at the moment. If we look at just before the coronavirus, it was hitting around 133. I do think in terms of payment processes, especially with this coronavirus, it is definitely going up. It's going to become more important, should I say. So Visa, MasterCard and American Express. So as shops have gone, I guess, contactless or like card only, so where they've stopped taking cash for coronavirus, this is definitely a big boost in what they would probably get for transaction fees. I know, like for me personally, I card everything, even if it's like a 5p bag or something, I still card it, because like nowadays I don't really carry cash. So as you know, this is like probably the 3rd largest or maybe the 4th largest payment processor in the world. I do think there's probably room to grow as we become more dependent on cards and cash becomes more of a, I don't know, like obsolete. Apple, I started buying into Apple as well. I have literally 1/5 of a share at the moment, which is about £39. I am down 5.66%. That's £2.36. Not really worth talking about. In the other hand, Aviva, I have started buying quite a few of these shares, to be honest. If we look at the last 3 months, it was literally hitting about £4.12 and it is literally down 44%. Last I heard, I did think they said that they were going to keep the dividend, but that's probably going to change. The yield is quite good, but at this moment in time, I'm not factoring dividend yields as part of my buying strategy because I know probably 99% of companies are going to cancel their dividends. So for me right now, buying stocks, dividends is not really a factor on why I'm buying these stocks. I do think Aviva is a great company. It is a really strong company. So I've started increasing it. I've got a total of 60 shares on this platform, worth £140. I'm down 5.1%. That's £7.56. So it's not too bad, my losses. So I'm doing okay with this, and I'll say I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. Barclays, I know I'm quite heavily invested in banks, to be honest. I am probably not going to invest anymore. I do think it's quite good, but I might invest a bit more if it hits to about 75p. I might buy, I don't know, like another, I might buy 100, to be honest. I'm not sure. At the moment, I'm not really focusing on that. With Barrett Developments, I will be looking to increase my position over the next 2 months when there's signs of improvement in the economy. But right now, I won't be increasing my position for Barrett's. Compared to what it was 3 months ago, like £8.60, and now it's like, if we do like a month, it's down 50%. So yeah, Beyond Meat is another new one, just a speculative stock. I'm just going to leave it. We're not really going to talk about it. Boeing is another company that I'm actually looking into increasing my position. My aim for Boeing, to be honest, is around $100 again. So if we look at the last week, it did hit last month, maybe. Yeah, so last month it did hit around $97. So when it does hit around that, I probably will buy 2.6 shares, maybe 3.6, just to get to a round number. So yeah, I do think in the long run, Boeing should do pretty well. Obviously, this is going to be, I don't know, like 2 to 3 years in that kind of space. And if I do see an increase of, let's say, of 60%, I'd be pretty happy. It is pretty much a stock that I'm going to keep for the long term. BP, I did want to increase my position in this when it did hit around the £3 mark, but I did miss that, so I'm not going to add any more to that. British Land, not even worth talking about. Cloudflare is doing really, really well, to be honest. If we look at the last week, it hit a high of $25. I've got 15 shares. It's up £80. It's up £80. Raw. That's 37.92% in the green. This is by far my best performing stock at the moment. Really glad I bought it. If it does drop to around $17, I'm going to increase my position in it, you know. But for me, the minimum that I want to hold of this stock is 15, so I'm not going to sell any more of it. Legal & General is another stock that I'm consistently looking to increase my position in. I do want to eventually get to 200. So how much is 90 shares at the moment? About £144. So I do want to increase my position in this over the next month or two. Realistically, I might get to like 150 shares in total for this. So for me, that is another long play. Lloyds is literally dropped quite a lot. If we look at the last 3 months, it is down 56%. I did buy 100 shares today, just to bring the average cost down. So it's gone from 53 to 47. I might buy like another 300 more, just to bring the average price down. And obviously this won't be till next week. I might do it I'm going to do it in stages, buy 100 next week, and then if it still continues to drop, by another 100 just to get to 1,000. And I think that's a good amount for that stock. Also with Lloyds and probably all the banks, that they've pretty much cancelled their dividends, and I'm not expecting dividend payments from them anytime soon, which is understandable. COVID is pretty much like hit every single industry, and I'm not really surprised. New River REIT is actually one that I'm actually worried about a lot. I've got 220 shares. I am down 70%. My worst performing stock by far. I'm down £268. So they have cancelled their dividends. So yeah, I'm pretty worried about that one. If that goes under, then that's probably going to be my biggest loss, to be honest. To date. Tesla, so I've started buying into Tesla again. My average price is at $506, slightly higher than I would hoped. I have 0.14 shares. I've down 6.14%. That's £3.58p. So I do expect Tesla to go down further, but I figured, you know what, I might as well buy a little bit now, just to see how it goes. Also, I have bought into Twilio, another speculative stock. I have half a share in it, and I'm down 3.89%. Uber, I've started increasing my position in this. I've got 5.5 shares in it. I'm down 12.87%. That's £15.12p. I think I'm not going to increase any more until it drops to below $20. Virgin Money is a new bank that I've recently purchased into. Again, I need to stop investing in banks, but I figured this should be enough to keep me going in that sector. So there are multiple factors affecting the economy right now. Coronavirus, you've got the oil stuff, the price of oil. Those two have pretty much impacted the market quite a bit, but also those two are quite connected, I'd probably say. And I do think we are probably already in a recession right now. Also, yeah. And Walt Disney is the last stock that I want to chat about. Walt Disney is a really good company. As you may have noticed, they've already launched Disney Plus. Although their parks are closed, they are still probably getting quite a bit of money from their new Netflix streaming competitor, which is Disney Plus, and they've probably got some pretty good shows since they own quite a lot of brands like Marvel, Star Wars, the Disney, Pixar stuff. Ton of good stuff in there. And it's not too pricey. Considering we're all staying at home, we're probably going to be watching quite a lot of TV, if I'm honest. So yeah, that's probably a good stock. That's it for these videos. Let me know what you think about my portfolio. If you're interested in trying these platforms out, you can use my links in the description. If you sign up to Freetrade, which is ink.yt/Freetrade, you'll get a share worth up to £200 when you use my referral link. And if you fancy trying out Trading 212, which I think is a better platform overall, you can use my referral link, which is ink.yt/Trading212. And when you sign up to that, you'll get a free share worth up to £100. Both are really good platforms. My preference is Trading 212. So yeah, let me know what you think. See you in the next video.